They are going to finally go out and test the flop rule in Summer League.
Finally.
I cannot wait to see what this looks like. It's probably going to be a complete S show, but it's Summer League, so I'm all for it right now. Where essentially this is a great way for you to go out and say, all right, we're going to get these guys not flopping. I'm trying to find the. Scott? Do you have in front of you exactly? Do you guys have what the rules in front of you? I just had a huge technical failure in front of me on my laptop, and this is. I'm just trying to stall. This is driving me insane.
Thankfully, I have it for you.
Okay, good. Please go with it because this is like not okay. Now it's moving in. Go ahead. Thank you. It's just my laptop has decided. It was also on vacation
for
4 days.
We're done.
Thank you.
4th of July fireworks, all of it, right?
I mean, my brain's not working, but for the love of God, I'm like, this is just sitting here. Anyway, I'll let you go ahead and set it up then.
What it's going to be is the refs are going to penalize the flopping team by awarding the opposing team a free throw.
Yes.
And for certain, I'm curious to see, Nick, how reputation is going to fall into this.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Because there are certain guys that you and I as fans just have a thought of, well, he flops. I wonder what the discretion is going to be like for officials, because I think as we have gotten more technologically advanced and just understand officiating more, we also know that they're people, and that if we think certain things, they are also going to think certain things. So if I'm a guy like Marcus Smart, maybe I'm a little worried right now.
Look, it's gotten bad in the NBA. It's not as bad as the guys faking injuries in soccer, but it's bad.
It's bad.
It's a problem. What concerns me about this, though, is it's still subjective.
Very subjective.
You can look at that and say that, not even just take reputation, like you said, aside. It can just be from the angle. I mean, if we're talking about how hard it is to call charges, that's one of the hardest calls to make in the NBA. Like, that's what most refs will tell you. A charge versus a block call, it can sometimes be so close. That's why they have replay. Now we're throwing in the chance of whether a guy flopped. You're awarding an extra free throw. What happens? 30 seconds left in a game. Celtics down 1 to the Nuggets. And it's a, in-season tournament game even, too. A little more meaningful.
Right.
And you get someone, whoever, doesn't matter.
Pick your poison.
Called for a flopping, and then they're getting an extra free throw. Like, you're going to have those moments where this kind of stuff happens. You also don't have to stop live play to call a flopping violation. So, like, what are they going to go back like they do replays on threes?
Right.
And then they're going to say, hold on, that was actually a flop 2 minutes ago. You guys now take a free throw at this break. I mean, I don't know if this is, again, I really like the in-season tournament. I don't know if this thing is going to work the way that they want it to. I think it's going to be a complete mess.
I would imagine it's going to be very similar when the NFL. Remember when they adjusted the roughing the passer calls? And for 3 or 4 weeks, we were just like, this sucks. This is terrible. We're live tweeting during games. This sucks. The ref sucks. But then eventually it kind of got better, and you figured it out at least a little bit to where it was more manageable. By week 8, you're focusing on something else. I'm hoping that's what it's going to be. But, Nick, what I'm curious about is, how is body composition going to impact this? Because if you're getting posted up by DeMarcus Cousins and he lowers the shoulder and you fall, yeah, he lowered the shoulder. But there are guys that are deceptively strong. I remember when I was watching the Warriors-Raptors when Kawhi Leonard is deceptively strong to the point where he is knocking dudes over, but he's just standing straight up because he has balance and he has strength. But you look at him and you don't think he's the strongest dude in the world. I'm like, you talk about being subjective. You're going to end up body shaming guys. I mean, you're going to end up body shaming guys because
Kenneth Lofton Jr. is going to be just
strong.
I mean, how's that going to work with somebody like him?
Like when Victor Wembanyama starts lowering his shoulder, I don't doubt that he's strong. Like he's lanky and we know all these things. He's thin, but Kevin Durant's the same way. Like Kevin Durant is thin. He earned the nickname the Slim Reaper, but that guy got some base, man. Like he can move dudes around on the block. It's going to be really interesting to see how they use the body composition and subjectivity on making these calls.
I think there's going to be a lot of technical fouls also handed out because of these calls.
Particular by your boy LeBron James.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, this can really alter the trajectory of a game at certain points, too. It's not going to happen all the time, but there will be that moment that stands out above the rest.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, when that questionable flopping call is made, and then the coach gets a technical and players are getting technicals, and it ends up being like 2 or 3 free throws that swing something the other way, or God forbid, takes you from an under to an over really, really late in a game. Like any of that, there's an opportunity for a lot of those types of scenarios to happen. It doesn't mean that it'll happen every single night. I was just watching the first flop called in Summer League right here. We finally had it in the
happened.
Grizzlies-Thunder game. Or wait, is it no, it's the Grizzlies and Thunder. Yeah, I was like, who's playing right now? Grizzlies, Thunder. It's the Sixers, Jazz that's coming up next. It's not just like the charges too. Remember, it's also the guys that like pretend they got an elbow to the face.
Right.
That's kind of what we're looking at there. The whole like when you could tell it's like half a second late and it's
like whoa, hey,
my mouth. Yeah. That there's going to be more of that. It's hard though, and they didn't blow the whistle right away. So it was like the basket was still, somebody scored, waited till the end of that play, then they blew the whistle for the call. So that's our first example.
There we go.
And you may be getting situations where the rhythm of a game could be taken away like replay does. So there's that to think about too with this, as we went through the long list of what ifs with this new rule.
Now, do you think, because oftentimes one of my favorite things is when somebody does that, right? They like fake getting hit and then they check for blood after.
Oh, yes,
like
that's
we know
the classic.
You didn't get hit, but you're like, oh. Do you think you would still sell the checking for blood after you get called for the flop, or at that point you just have to drop the charade? Because there's going to be someone that's still going to check. No, I got hit. Like, we have the slow motion replay.
You're going to have to keep selling it. You can't pull back after that. It just looks way worse. You got to keep arguing.
You know what that proves, Nick? Everything is pro wrestling. Everything is pro wrestling. Even when we know you didn't get hit, you're still selling it.
This is all all it is campaigning, right? You're campaigning for something to go your way. Like I said, we see it in soccer all the time, and they're doing the same thing. I'm going to create this image of a guy smacking me in the face, so you're going to call a foul. Oh no, he didn't hit me. No, he did. I swear. No, he did. I swear.
It's here.
Yeah, didn't you see it? No, come on. No, it's here. Yeah. So I know what the NBA is trying to do, but it's a very, very broad.
There's a lot of gray area.
Difficult to call play that's already loaded with like charges that are already hard enough to call. But hey, I'm here for it. As long as it doesn't screw me anywhere, I'm fine.
Especially, like, let it happen in the Summer League, too, because I'm not betting a ton of the Summer League stuff.
Two things everybody should always remember for Summer League. The first thing is pump the brakes on thinking somebody's going to be a superstar because they had a great Summer League. There will be somebody, if not multiple players, that are absolute studs that look like Devin Booker in the bubble or, TJ Warren in the bubble. TJ Warren's probably a better example because it's not like Devin Booker's actually a really good player.
Actually is good, yeah.
Right, but you're going to have that. Remember that doesn't mean they're going to be a star. So calm down. The second thing is always bet on Summer League and not preseason basketball.
Yes.
Because you're at least, with this, you're getting games that matter. It's an actual tournament. And we talk about the in-season tournament in the NBA now that's starting this year. And it's going to take some time to really create the true feeling of you're playing for something when it's not really an NBA title. But in this, not only is it a tournament and it's competitive, you got guys fighting for their basketball careers here. So you're going to get everybody playing their best every single game. And at the end of games, it's not like preseason basketball where like they're just wrapping it up in the fourth quarter. Nobody cares. Let's get out. Nobody get hurt.
For it.
They are going for wins in this